Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Arsenal have contacted Wolverhampton Wanderers to sign goalkeeper Dan Bentley. Wolves don't want to sell, but Arsenal are very sure they can get him because Wolves want a significant offer and the player could cost around 5 to 6 million euros. Wolves want to reinvest in that position if Arsenal take him, and that is what is key to this deal. Broken by David Stein, obviously Mr. Reliable. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and let's get into the new breaking story. So according to David Stein, he can confirm that Arsenal have contacted Wolves to express their interest in signing Dan Bentley, a 30-year-old goalkeeper identified by AFC as a backup option. His homegrown plus also his great character would allow Arsenal to sign him. Wolves would only be open to sell if a suitable offer comes in, and that can allow them reinvest in that position. So in for the full story, as written by David Ornstein on The Athletic, they're saying that Arsenal have contacted the goalkeeper, Wolves, for their goalkeeper, Dan Bentley, and we have given them our official interest as well. They're also saying that the 30-year-old who moved to Molineux from Bristol in January 2023 has been identified Arsenal as a potential backup. They're also saying that Wolves are not interested in selling him unless they're able to receive a suitable offer that allows them to reinvest right in that position. David Raya is currently Arsenal's first choice goalkeeper, with Aaron Ramsdale and Carl Hayne also still in the squad, but both Aaron Ramsdale and Carl Hayne are expected to leave Arsenal this summer. Bentley is highly valued, is a highly valued member of Gary O'Neill's squad, and despite recording only 5 Premier League appearances last season, he has made a strong impression on and off the pitch as well. His top flight debut, ironically, came against Arsenal as a substitute in a 2-1 win for the North London side in December 2023. Bentley went on to take more 3 league starts for O'Neill's side to keep a clean sheet in December in a 1-0 victory against Burnley then. So that is the big breaking story as broken by David Ornstein and confirmed by The Athletic. Arsenal have contacted Wolves to sign Dan Bentley as a backup goalkeeper. Now, this is quite interesting because he's a 30-year-old goalkeeper. He's the oldest goalkeeper Arsenal have been linked with, as compared to in the recent few months. Apart from I think Chesney and then David De Gea and then Steele at Brighton. This is the most concrete one. First and foremost, we've been linked with a couple of goalkeepers, but this one is the most concrete one because Arsenal have officially reached out to Wolves to tell them that we want the player, to tell them that we would love to sign him. You look at all the other rumors, all the other talks about the other goalkeepers. Yep, they were there, but Arsenal had never contacted any of those clubs. So this one is real. This one is very, very serious. Like I said, July is going to be quite a month for Arsenal fans. Like, you guys that love a signing, you guys that love to see Arsenal add another player, and another player, and another player. This is your month. After Calafiori, who is not even an Arsenal player yet, by the way, we are going to conclude the Calafiori deal next week. I expect this one, this deal for Dan Bentley to go on for at least 1 more week as well. And then after that, Arsenal will have, Dan Bentley as as a new signing as well. So this one could be our second signing of the summer, or maybe third if you want to factor in David Raya as well. But what this deal means is very, very clear for me. It's very clear. What Arsenal want and what Mikel Arteta wants as well, they want to make sure that by the end of this summer, Ramsdale is out and they have a goalkeeper that's going to be there and a goalkeeper that's going to compete with David Raya. We've already said before, it's ridiculous for you to go out there in the market and think you're going to sign a 27-year goalkeeper and then have a 25-year-old goalkeeper, both of them that are world-class status. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Ramsdale is never going to be a second to Raya, and Raya is never going to be a second to Ramsdale. So it means you've got to choose one. And Arsenal making this move, it means that the future for Ramsdale is pretty much sailed on. Now, the ship for Aaron Ramsdale at Arsenal has sailed on. They don't see him stay. Sky said they want to keep him. I really doubt the authenticity of that report from Sky Sports, because Ramsdale is one of the players that have already confirmed to Arsenal that they would love to leave at least by the end of this summer. So what's going to happen now? I think Carl Hayne is going to be Arsenal's third choice goalkeeper if he doesn't leave on loan. And then Dan Bentley is going to be our second choice goalkeeper. Ramsdale leaves. Raya then becomes our confirmed number one first choice. It is now confirmed. So Ramsdale is going to leave Arsenal and is going to leave for good. For me, this is a good deal. This is a very good deal. Bentley is homegrown, first and foremost, but it's also it's just 30 years. For goalkeepers to be backups, how old must they be? In my opinion, if you have a goalkeeper that is young and probably has come through the academy, like Carl Hayne, and is willing to be at Arsenal as a second choice goalkeeper, well and good, you can have such a goalkeeper. But if you're going to the market to sign a backup goalkeeper, you don't go for world class. You don't go for, the quality that Arsenal went with, Ramsdale and Raya. That is, you can't keep those two happy. It's very, very difficult. Unless you're Pep Guardiola and you can shuffle them, you can, give them the game time they deserve. You give them the game time they want. You're never going to keep two world-class goalkeepers at the same team. But when you look at Dan Bentley and why this still makes a lot of sense, one, he's 30 years. So as a goalkeeper, yes, he might want to be first choice somewhere, but he's looking at his chance of playing for Arsenal, FA Cup representing Arsenal, Carabao Cup representing Arsenal, and even in the Champions League, maybe 1 or 2 games, we might see him represent Arsenal. So that is, that's a big opportunity for him. He's going to sign a good contract at a club like Arsenal. That's another opportunity. But why this is good and why this is, possible, he's a second choice goalkeeper at Wolves to Jose Sa. And this ridiculous claim of Wolves saying, oh, we want a significant offer, otherwise we won't sell. They bought him at 57K, less than $1 million. They bought him for less than half a million. 57K if the price on the transfer market website is right. If the price on the transfer market website is right, they bought him for 57K. Right, his market value from Bristol to Wolves, his market value was 1.8 million. They paid, interestingly, they paid 57K to actually, sign him. So a goalkeeper that you signed for 57K and your second choice goalkeeper to Jose Sa. I like Jose Sa. I think he's a good goalkeeper, but Jose Sa has also fallen off a little bit. So Jose Sa cannot be Portugal's number one. So a goalkeeper who cannot be Portugal's number one has a second, and Arsenal want the second goalkeeper. There's no way Wolves are going to win this war. There's no way Wolves are going to win this battle. We are going to get him. We are 100%. I can see this deal happening 100%. So this could be Arsenal's second signing of the summer. And like I said, Arsenal want to get in around 3 signings in July. I'm a little bit perplexed and a little bit surprised at the fact that we have decided to go and sign a goalkeeper next. But like I said, it's a market that's going to be driven on opportunities. It's a market that's going to be driven on who is available and is it a good deal. So when Arsenal look at around the market, they're like, this deal could cost us around 2 million or even 3 million, even 4 million. It doesn't matter. If it's going to cost us 4 to 5 million, I think 4 to 5 million is very good money. That is like 100%. Is it 100%? Yeah, 100% profit on what Wolves spent. How much more do you want? Like, that's a very good opportunity. You get 5 million for your second choice goalkeeper, who you signed for £57,000. You go out there, you find probably a young goalkeeper, probably an older goalkeeper as well, and you get him for 2 million or even 3 million. So, in my opinion, it really makes a lot of sense. Now, why this is the final nail and dagger to Aaron Ramsdale's career at Arsenal, the element of him being homegrown. We are going to talk about him being 30 and the fact that his quality is not at the level of Ramsdale and Raya later. But the fact that he's homegrown and Aaron Ramsdale is homegrown, it can tell you who is coming to replace. He's coming to replace Aaron Ramsdale. Arsenal are looking to replace a homegrown goalkeeper with a homegrown goalkeeper. They don't want problems of, you sign a Colombian, you sign a Spanish goalkeeper to replace an English goalkeeper. Because at the end of the day, you must have a certain number of English players in your squad, homegrown players in your squad, and that is low. By law, that is it. You cannot change that. So Ramsdale is being replaced by a 30-year-old homegrown goalkeeper, and Mikel Arteta is going to get harmony in his squad. He's going to get peace, and he's going to have two goalkeepers that can work together. Help each other. I don't think Raya will help Dan Bentley become much better, but I think Dan Bentley helps Raya become much better with his experience, with his he's played quite across. He's been at Bristol, he's been at Brentford, then Wolves, so he's got that experience, right? So I can see, and the fact that he's worked at Brentford. Is there a possibility that he worked with Inaki Keina? Big question there. I'll try to find out. But for me, it's a very good deal. Now, we are going to finally have peace in the Arsenal goalkeeping department. That's number one. And secondly, we are going to stop signing a goalkeeper every single year. It's ridiculous. Ever since Mikel Arteta came in, we've been signing a goalkeeper every single year. So we brought in, by the time he came in, we had Dreyer and Martinez. So Martinez left, and Arsenal signed, and we were left with Raya. So Arsenal signed Alexander Runarsson. Arsenal also signed Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale was to replace Leno, and Runarsson was to be backup. We found out that Runarsson was atrocious, so we signed Matt Turner. Then Matt Turner, I don't know whether he wanted game time or he thought he was too big for Arsenal. Regardless, he decided to leave Arsenal, and then he went on. After that, Arsenal decided to go and sign David Dreyer. He became number one, Ramsdale number two. Ramsdale was unhappy. Now Arsenal are going to sign another goalkeeper in Dan Bentley. So it shows you that there's been a little bit of unrest in that position. And the goalkeeping department is not a department that you want unrest in. It's the same reason as why clubs like Barca, at their prime, they could have had any goalkeeper. They could have signed a world-class goalkeeper. But the reason as to why they kept with Valverde is Valdez, not Valverde. Valdez is, he fit their playing style very well at the time, and he was also, a very important part of the squad, a very important part of the dressing room, and he brought harmony in that, in that dressing room. So that's what Mikel Arteta is trying to do now. He's trying to get Raya first choice, 27, 28 years of age. He's going to be first choice for the next 5 years. And then you have a 30-year-old goalkeeper in Dan Bentley who comes in, and he's going to be our second choice for the next 3 to 5 years as well. I think it's a fair deal. I don't think Bentley is going to say, I'm too good, I need to be number one for Arsenal. And I think Raya is not going to look at Bentley and say, this boy doesn't have experience, just a bad goalkeeper, I'm going to relax. I think the quality for him is there, right? To what extent is he quality? Maybe that's a question. It's a fair question for us to ask. But the quality for him is there to push Raya. And then he is 30 and he can settle as a second choice. So for me, what I wanted in this summer was Arsenal to get a goalkeeper that can allow us settle. Stop signing a new goalkeeper every single summer, and that is what's going to happen. So, Ramsdale, someone asked me on our live stream today, what's going to happen with Aaron Ramsdale? It's over. It's over. If we didn't believe it was over when he was dropped for the Champions League, we didn't believe it was over when he was dropped for the Premier League, we didn't believe it was over before Raya signed, and even after Raya signing on a permanent, now it is over. Arsenal have showed you that they're willing to go and replace him even before he leaves. Because this deal can be agreed within 24 hours. Like, the player can easily push for his move out of Wolves, like he's a second choice goalkeeper, and saying, I want to go to Arsenal I'm 30, in the next 4 years, I want to be at a big club. I want to have Arsenal as part of my CV. I don't think they will stand in his way. So if you're Aaron Ramsdale, right now, you talk to your agent and you sit him down and you tell him what is next. Because Ramsdale's future right now could be in jeopardy, or this could be a chance for you to go on the rise. Why it could be in jeopardy is if he doesn't get a good club. If he doesn't get a club that is willing to give him first choice, then that's a problem. Because you don't want to be second choice at Arsenal. You leave because you're second choice, and then you go to Newcastle and be second choice, or you go to Crystal Palace and be second choice, or you go to Leicester City and be second choice. You've got to go to a club now that makes sure that you're first choice for the next 10 years. The way Pickford has done it at Everton. And that's why Pickford never leaves Everton. He's good, but he knows at Everton, he can save a couple of shots every season and convince Southgate or any English manager at the time that he is the guy for the job. And he's good, by the way, Pickford. So now Ramsdale's career could be on the rise for this move, because think about it. If he goes to a club like Aston Villa, I'm just saying, or he goes to a club like Newcastle, and Newcastle elevate their status to Champions League team, he's going to be England's number one every single tournament. There's no question about that. And he's good. There's no question about Ramsdale's ability. There's no question about Ramsdale's capability. No, I just think that Mikel Arteta has outgrown him as a goalkeeper, and the system has outgrown him. And maybe there was a very unfair advantage that the goalkeeping department at Arsenal right now was the goalkeeping department that worked with David Raya. He was unlucky. So what happens now? He finds a move. He talk to your agent, find a move, and see how you can progress. Otherwise, at Arsenal, Ramsdale's future looks like it's pretty much over.